Hello, hello. Alright, so we're already gonna do this quest. I have no idea how this is gonna go, so I'm gonna go with my Dark Knight here. I'm ready. I'm ready. So ready. Well, if it isn't the Great Hunter herself. Yes, it is. As if you don't know, all 4 of the cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You're the talk of the stairs, Nemu. When the knight returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon. But never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends. You've surpassed my wildest expectations. Oh, you little... Not mine, Glenard. When I first laid eyes on her, I had an inkling that she was the hero we'd been waiting to come along. Bro, ever since we started seeing the cutscenes with Cylva as her face, Scylla's already sus. I'm just saying. But I could be wrong, you know. She could just be like a doppelganger, just happens to look like her, you know. Ha! Easy to claim after the fact. If you indulge me though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. My word, there's so much more to it than I realized. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody things. Gods. Though, the things you learned about the Warriors of Light. So many secrets and details lost over time. Yeah, it's pretty sad, isn't it? And for all their hard work and sacrifice, they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it all. At all. But it's a bloody tragedy it is. Yeah. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Now, I'll thank you not let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Whatever would I do without your good sense and wisdom? Very well. I'll leave you to entertain her. But don't think we won't be having that drink someday. Nemu, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. 'Tis only right that I repay you in kind. With what? A knife on the back? Man, what are you gonna do? With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues. The devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet up with me atop of the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I will be waiting there until you do. Alright. You came, as I knew you would. Never met a mystery could you leave well and left enough alone. Or a demon that you could let live, am I right? Okay. And this demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake. To cut them down would be just improper. The act of a goodly person. And that is just what you are. I can see that. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen Warriors of Light, for instance. Are you gonna tell me your backstory? Of course, right about now you must be wondering how I know what I know. What a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this? Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the Virtue Hunters. I'm the one who marked you as a potential ally to them and bade you join them in their quests. Ah, okay. I alone knew what had to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many malms ahead of us still. To Calusia and Codger's Crook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there. Okay. You are accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. Okay. Okay, for some reason, I think... Okay, I'm already thinking that Cilia is actually Cylva. I think. I don't know how she came to live 100 years, but I don't know. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Ardbert first met Lamit. Ah, yes! Yes. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then, the keen eye could see. They would only fulfill that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Renderay. What about Nelbert? And one other, an elven woman, not half bad with a sword. Perhaps you are already asking the question, who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Yeah. Indeed, after adding in Nelbert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Cylva. Though I doubt I need to convince you of this truth, when you walked in the Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again, did you not? Yes, I did. Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere. To Amarang and the Fields of Amber. Okay. You saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told her name in Calusia. But what of her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale and you will learn. Cylva had joined the others before they first met Nelbert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on the commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines. Yes, I remember this. Oh, okay. I'm thinking. I know I went to do the other roles in like the order that I went through, but she's telling it in the order the exact order that it's supposed to be in. So it started with Lamit and Ardbert, and then eventually Brandon, Renderay, and then Cylva, and then they met Nelbert in the mines. Said beast was believed to be an instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and no time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. But to their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nelbert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone. a stone brimming with untold ether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue the loved one lost to the rift. And he broke it, I remember. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with a choice between one life and countless others, Nelbert wept and shattered the stone. That one really got to me. Holy shit. I remember like voicing over like the lines. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nelbert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. Where are you going with this? But as Nelbert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Cylva looked on in silent contentment. For they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes so brave and true. His sacrifice has sparked the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. What ritual, you may wonder? Fear not. All will become clear in time. They're gonna go to Ilmeg and talk about Brandon's part. Come with me to Raktika. Oh, never mind! To the City of Swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. Okay. This place too is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past. After the events in Amarang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another they came to Raktika. Was it to fight that the curl monster? I guess, I don't know. Yes. While here, the hunter Rendaray learned that the notorious mark Balam Kits was near. And so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast herself. Like Nelbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balam Kits had robbed of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades. So terrified was she of mere possibility that she might have have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balam Kits alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nelbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Hydaelyn. From that day forward, Rendaray swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was. That moment would define what she became in life and in death. And then she's gonna frickin' smirk again and say something. Yes! Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Cylva looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Why are you saying this? Because you were saying that sentence because it was like related to Rendere as a bard. That's funny. Okay. Their journeys continued, and so must ours, to Ilmeg and Liagia. This was so sad, man. Brandon and Lady Saldia. As beautiful now as it was then, you saw it too. Would you not agree? Get to the point! With the death of Balin Kix, the legend Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Verbert. Verbert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague. Innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Saldia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself. And with the aid of his comrades, he did just that. Tadric, the court mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Verbert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But at a cost. No. No! This was sad! But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed the Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities. But I would expect no less of the man who became Dikaiasin. Alright, give me that smile. Give me that smile. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Cylva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tamara and the next chapter of our tale await. Damn, she didn't smile. I guess she knew I was expecting it. Slowly but surely the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Verbert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew even larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. Yes. They pressed it deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lamit came to a crossroads. For in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, wont to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. But Lamit would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick. And for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in that ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew then what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identified against the lives of those she loved and made her choice. Though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf could understand. In Hydaelyn, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice as was a new warrior of light forged, healer that knew more than any value of a life, and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. Very soon, then. Very soon. For Ardbert and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design. Threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers. The Shadowkeeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norvrant to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save the world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. And at the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, what do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? It's probably Cylva. The answer to that waits us in Lakeland, our final destination. Okay. The villain yet walks among us, Nemu. Unknown and unpunished. What? Well, it had to be you, honestly. Go on ahead and wait for me at Laxon Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Okay. Bro, it's gotta be her. Like, now I'm wondering if she, like, wants to die because of what she did. But we'll see. Mm-hmm. Here you are. I am not surprised, bitch! Oh my god. Damn you, Cylva! We were comrades in arms! Friends! That we were and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper! What in the hells was this for? For you. For every one of you. to forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. Wait a minute. Is she like kind of like having her blessing as like from Zodiac, I guess? And that's why she wanted Albert and her and his friends to like be like blessed with Heidelin? I'm not sure. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friend no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by by tragedy resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. A disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And their leader, an adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. I'm thinking, he doesn't have his crystal yet. Does he have to kill her? Wait a minute, but she's still alive. So then, did he not kill her? I don't know. By his sacrifice, a warrior born! I am the villain you seek. The keeper of shadows from the world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Oh, Ardbert. Cylva! Holy shit! Oh my god! Are we playing as Ardbert? Oh no, we not. We do not know! You little bitch! Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see. If not what we want to. Or when. Okay, she said mother's gift. So she probably has Heidelin's blessing, maybe? They knew me as Cylva, but my real name doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. Ah, what the fuck? My home, the 13th, fell to a dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of the several heroes who failed to save it. Oh! Ah, what the fuck? The boy. Unukalhai! Unukalhai. Oh my god! I have glimpsed him in your memories. He was a friend. Like him, I heeded the words of Ashians and I might redress the balance. Just to come here and hasten the joining of worlds. What the fuck? I remember Unukalhai, when I did the Heaven's Ward, unlocking Heaven's Ward trials of like the other bosses like Sephiroth, that hourglass lady, and some other guy I don't remember. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, a shard subsumed by dark demands a warrior of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium. But there was a solution. A single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Ascians make it clear it must be brought to the brink. But no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls redisposed to light. Fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. And yet she says all this bullshit about caring about her friends. Ah, I don't know. I don't know if I should, like, feel for her or, like... Because she's not... The thing is, she's not like Emmett, where you know his struggles and whatnot. His long years of isolation and, like, trying to do... other things, like breaking bread with the people and, like, sired children, you know? In the end, it just didn't make him happy, I guess. And he just wanted his people back. But for her, it's just... I don't know, I don't care. I don't really care for her that much. I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness and extinguish their radiance forever. Right, okay. Thus would this world be primed for a rejoining, and the source for a calamity. The Asians who called themselves Mitron and Logrif, I see, were confident it would succeed, and indeed, Hardbert and the others rose to the occasion, as I knew they would. That was something about Emmett talking about having Logrif to make heroes, so this is what they were talking about, I think. Oh, okay. So he beat him. Okay, he beat Cylva. Okay, it was not to be. I had misjudged Arbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror, I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Arbert, dear Arbert, would not forsake his heart. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. The rest you know. He sought out Mitron and Logrif and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished with everything they set out to achieve. And then the flood came and washed it away. Oh, what the fuck? Ardbert! Oh man. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death, then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. It coincided with the arrival of the first scions, I later realized. A defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. I can but assume the Asians planted the idea in Vothri's head. They were his creations after all. And with their graves in Yomoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Who am I to speak, you may think when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. Okay. Alright. I think I understand a little bit now. That's why you had to, like, have all of the virtue hunters together and, like, had me go and hunt them down for them, I suppose. For her friends. Cannot run right the past. My soul is stained with the blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Asians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time. And so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Cylva, and as her take up residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin. Virtue hunters. Yes, this is where she starts gathering them up. And then had me go with them. I see. I understand now. I guess for her, I guess for Cylva, it was, I guess this is her way of redeeming herself to her friends, I guess? I'm not sure. That way, the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the first, the stage would be set. They would join the hunters' quest, and together unmake Vothary's simulacra and lay their souls to rest once more. And so you did, Nemu. The virtues are no more. But the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. And that would be you, wouldn't it? I guess, did you... I'm assuming she wants to die. You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours. There are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Arbor could not. Death. Yes. Okay. Yeah, she wants to die. Yeah. Okay. Can give you that. You still have a duty to others. No, don't do this! Don't you spare me like he did! How can you stand there and say I deserve to live? Knowing everything I did, the lies I destroyed, the chaos I wrought. The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper. But I think she did atone for her deeds there. With all the cardinal virtues and whatnot, putting them to rest. Death is no comfort to the living. 'Twould be for my own benefit, that I cannot deny. And if I'm to indulge in my one final act of selfishness, you'll make me do it myself, won't you? Make me confront the cowardice of it. The ugly truth that I'd rather run away than to seek atonement. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrades' legacy. In helping others to understand the sacrifices made them true heroes. That made them true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Skinlard, while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warrior of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Arbert, in another life. You'd be surprised. I've had that adventure with him. But I suppose in another life we would have been very good friends. We are the same! Maybe you and I as well. Okay. Bye. There you are, Cylva. Oh, and you changed your hair! Suppose you're going back to do some redeeming some more, huh? I'll tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about in it's enough to tax my strength. Fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. I mean, you are pretty old. Unfortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words in the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Nemu. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated, as all heroes deserve. I see. I see. Okay, I guess that's it. I really thought we were gonna face her in, like, in battle. I did have, like, low expectations on how it's gonna go because of the fact that this was a yellow quest. But it did make me understand better of why, like, things that are, like, stuff that was brought to light, you know? I have said that, like, I don't feel for Cylva, but, I mean, I still don't, but I understand why she did what she did. And her part in trying to redeem herself for her friends by gathering up the cardinal virtues and then the virtue hunters. And then basically Nemu to go with the virtue hunters to track them down and, like, bring Ardbert and his friends peace. To be honest, I've played DPS for so long, I really thought I was just gonna go DPS the whole way, but no, I tried different roles and whoops, sorry. I tried different roles. Me just trying tanking, or like when I just tried to do like healer. I'm not the best player to be honest with you. I play this just to play with my friends and just try to be decent enough to do a lot of stuff with them. And that's all that matters to me. You guys enjoying watching these, you guys matter to me too, so I feel embarrassed. But yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!